Hey, this is Willard Crafto, and this is part 2 of my fire alarm collection. So, now I have a bunch of notification appliances laid out. Part 3 is gonna consist of probably this many more, and then part 4 is gonna be odds and ends kind of stuff like trim plates and like smoke detectors and heat detectors and just kind of fire alarm related stuff, but kind of not. But yeah, I'm not gonna be picking each one up. I'm gonna just be telling you a little bit about each one. So, this starts with system sensor and ends with Edwards. I still have Wheelock, Potter, and Space Age to go. All the Wheelocks will take up about this space. And sorry for the noise from the box fan. But yeah, so let's start off right here. So right here we have two SpectraLert P1224MCs. These are multi-candela. Here's your terminals and the newer Snap and P1224MC. These are the same. Right here we have an S1224MC. As you can see right there, it's a multi-candela and a remote strobe and only has one set of terminals. This one is slightly older. This is an S2415. It's an older fixed candela strobe. No thing right there. It has 15 on the bottom. This right here is a Mass 12 LO. Yeah, it is a Mass 12 LO. Right here can be used as an indoor. Brake tabs, I've not broken them. There's your hookups. Those will be the tabs. I have not broken them though. By the way, I got this new in box. So yeah, there's that. Moving to the next row, we have two SpectraLert Advance SRs. They're both the same, as you can see, an SR. Do they have date codes on them? No, you have to open it to find the date code, but there's the tag. Multi-candela remote strobe. Now here's the infamous P2R. I have two of these too. 2-wire horn strobe. There's your mounting plate and P2R. And you have the knob up there. Next up, I have a SpectraLert Advance HR. This is like the SR, but instead of not having a strobe, it doesn't, or not having a horn, it doesn't have a strobe. So this is a remote horn. So there's that. Now I have an MHR, which is a mini horn. This sounds like a smoke alarm and actually uses the same horn casing out of those type of first alert smoke alarms. Code 3 high and continuous high and low volume. Right here, this is this shouldn't be in there. That'll be in part 4. Right here is a system sensor SP201R speaker. It does not have a strobe, it's just a speaker. Yeah, I can't run it though because I don't have an amplifier. Next up is a system sensor P2RL. This is the SpectraLert Advances replacement, and I have the mounting plate screwed on, but there's that. Now we're moving into some cooler stuff. This right here is my one of my Federal Signal 450Ds. This one is a B4 with a halon valves strobe on it. I think it looks pretty cool with the halon strobe. And here's your mechanism. This was, I don't know when this was made. June of 81 or 91. I don't know, probably 80. No, it's newer than that because it's a B4. I don't know. Next up we have my valves strobe, and I'm going to zoom out. My valves strobe. This is just a strobe, and pretty plain and simple. Next up we have a non-functional Pyrotronics 2D CD, or not 2D CD, HDC 24, or Space Age is the 2D CD. This is 1981, and it has the gold sounder plate right there. Next up we have another 450D. This one does not work, and that's why that strobe came on it. I took it off, and that's what that hole in the top's for. But yeah, here's the back of it. I don't think it has a date code. No, there's no date code on it. Next up is a Service Pyrotronics SM25-S15-F speaker strobe. I put the speaker back in it. There's your strobe hookup, and there's the speaker, and you've got it's just 25 volt. It can't do 70, but it has a 1/4 watt, 1/2 watt, 1 watt, and 2 watts. There's that. The strobe is not very bright, I believe. Oh, it's 15 candela. Pretty bright for a 980A strobe. Next up we have a Gentex GX90S-4-1575WW. This is a mini horn. Again, sounds like a smoke alarm, but it has a strobe on it. These would be found in ADA hotel rooms where you need a strobe. Normally they would just have the GX90, which would be like that. But since it has the S, or GX90S, it'd normally be. But the -4-1575WW means that it has a strobe, and the newer strobe with the reflector. Next up I have a GXS4-3075WR. This, you're right, it is a 3075 candela strobe, which is odd. But yeah, I don't have a mounting plate for it, but it does work. and this was made in 1993, and this 1994. This is 95. Next up is a Gentex GX93R. It's a tiny little bitty thing. Right there, October 28th, 2016. Yeah. Next up, we have an SHG 1575WR. Really nice alarm. Yeah, it is an SHG. This one is the newer one that sounds like a Commander, but strangely enough, this one does march time. And this one was made January 1st, 1994. No, it wasn't. No, it's not. 1997. There, 97. This was made. This was actually made in 99. Sorry. And this one also 99. But this is 97. Right here we have my first Commander 3. It is a GEC 3-24-WW, made February 12th, 2015. It is a white Commander 3. And then we have 3 red ones, GEC 3-24WR. This one was made December 21st, 2017. This one was made April 19th, 2017. And then this one was made December 21st, 2017. So these two were made on the exact same day. So next up, we're going into Simplex. So right here is a Simplex 2901-9840 with a a 4903-9101 strobe plate. There's the horn and the strobe. Give me a sec. We'll check out the strobe, because it has information on it. It is a 4903-9501, oddly enough. Doesn't say when it was made though. But yeah, it's a 4903-9105 plate. But yeah, next up is a Simplex 2903-9101. Now this thing was a 9001 or a 9101, but now it's a 9001 because the strobe died, so I put a light in it. So yeah, now it's a light. Next up we have a Simplex 2901-9806. This one was made January 20th, 81. And this one is a Series B2. And it works perfectly. Next up is another 2901-9806 Only this one's a B4, and it does not say when it was made. But this one's dead too. Next up, we've got a 2901 9833 horn right here. I don't know when it was made again. It does not have a date code. No, there's no date code. Next up is a pretty special device, and pretty heavy too. It is my Simplex 4051. This is the loudest alarm in my collection. It really is. It's like crazy loud. And I actually got this brand new in box. So yeah, 4051, 24 volts DC, 0.1 amps. It doesn't say when it was made. Sometime in the 70s, though, I know that, because it has the old Simplex logo. Next up is a 2901 9838 on a 4903 9101 strobe plate. Here's the horn and the strobe plate. Next up is a 4903 9501. I wrote it on there. It's the newer one with the 80A Gentex strobe. Now, oh, and by the way, I also have the 4903 9217. There's your date, 1997. There's that. So yeah, now let's go to Edwards. So right here we have what looks like a 792. Well, yeah, it's not a 792. This is called a 732 7A006. Now this is a chime strobe version. These are extremely rare. I only know of New England Elevators is the only other person to have one of these other than me. And I got it new in box. Volume selection, it does not have pitch selection. But 20 to 24 volts DC, all that. Next up, we have an Edwards Integrity. But it's no ordinary Integrity. It's another chime strobe. Now, I have not used this in the mini system because it 757 5A CSW. It did not come with a mounting plate, so I can't mount it. I want to find one sometime. But yeah, enhanced integrity too. Next up we have a 757 7A T right there. I believe made in '99. And there's your horn hookups. Those two are for where a speaker would be. But this plate does not work on that one. And this is not enhanced. Next up we have a Edwards G1R HOV 30 Genesis. 2002 it was made. Has a little fire caricature up there, and yeah. Now this one is a remote strobe. And the cover popped off. Great. Now then, here's the remote strobe, G1R-VM. This is 2005. Um, 110 candela. Wow, it's pretty bright. Oh no, it's a multi-candela. Oh, it's a multi-candela version. Huh. And we have an Edwards Adaptabell, a 340-4G5. I don't have the mounting plate, but it's 24 volts AC. As you can see, 24 volt and 60 hertz. And now we have an adapter horn. This is an 881D-AW adapter horn. Here's the back of it. Kind of a weird device. And this was made 1990. So yeah, that is part 2 of the fire alarm collection. So now I'm going to have to put these up and get out a whole bunch more. So yeah, that's it.